Hey guys, Bert Berger here, Surfboards, and today we're going to be talking about the search. I don't even know how we'd classify this. All right, I'll keep talking and it'll all make sense. All right, so first of all, I'll just give you a quick look at the outline of the board. And if you notice, it kind of presents like a stretched out surfboard. So essentially that's what you can see there. It's got some big gun surfboard characteristics. So the search is interesting. So it turns out it was back in the time when I actually used to sup a little bit. I was living right on the ocean, so touring sups and long distance sups, race sups, and so on. So I was asked to come up with a sup that could be used for touring, but also could then go on the ocean, maybe be used in the surf. Maybe someone who wants to do a tour and go from a river to an estuary out into an ocean and so on. And so it turns out, I thought the obvious thing to do was just make a giant surfboard, so that it could go in the ocean on waves, and then put characteristics in it so that it would still glide along on flat water and so on. And so that's basically what we came up with. So that was there was two things that I felt this board did really well. One is when you did get it into the surf and into the ocean, it actually surfs really well. Like it's just like a nice stretched out surfboard, and you can get on tiny little waves and just drop and climb and do soft turns. And then on top of that, it'll virtually catch a moving swell. It's just, the original was 14. This is actually the 12-foot version, so it's a little bit more condensed. But super easy to just glide onto a moving swell and surf along in the ocean. Now, there was another time, it happened a few times, where I'm trying to sup and there's a violent side wind. It's super heavy and choppy. And I remember being on other touring boards that were like 6 inches thick. That were like little aircraft carriers. And I remember this one time having some really bad side chop and some really heavy side wind, and I was literally getting blown off course. And no matter how hard I tried, I could not get back on course. And because the wind was just blowing against the side of my board, I ended up having to lay down and just paddle into the wind just to make it. Now, it's interesting because they had the same thing happen on the search. And what the search does is it sits right down, like in the water, and the water sort of wraps around the board. And so like a side wind just doesn't affect the board at all. So it turns out it did actually have some nice touring characteristics. So then over time, we put a few of the plugs in the deck to give it the touring characteristics. So you could pack a bit of gear on it with a bit of a cargo net there. So essentially, look, that's really what the search is it sort of fits in the touring board category, but you can actually surf waves on it, and it feels really nice on waves because its initial design was actually a big wave surfboard. And so it covers that, but then it also covers the job of doing the touring and the flat water stuff and so on. I mean, as well, it's not the perfect race sup or the perfect flat water sup. So it does a little bit of everything. And look, that's basically it. So this is a 12-foot version. The original was 14. And then some people said, look, I want the same board, just make it 12-foot. So we have this search in two sizes, 14 and 12, 30 inches wide. The 12-foot is about 170 litres. I'd have to assume the 14 is over 200. Nice big board, nice big comfortable touring sup that can be surfed. Okay, think you're going to like it, guys?